find as I've gone through my recovery that, and I think in working with you, I'm a physical suggestible, so a lot of it comes from outside, but I do have the emotional as well. I feel like I can now self-suggest positive to myself. Like it's starting to come more positive more of the time. Is that possible?
Absolutely. And what you've described is what we strive to achieve with hypnotherapy. Changing the internal dialogue, making it positive so that you end up in turn creating more positive experiences for yourself.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm living proof that it works. It absolutely works. So in my work, I get a lot of questions and a lot of people come to me sort of that white knuckling, that uncontrollable urge that they just feel like they can't control. It's just something that takes over them. It's another personality, whatever you want to call it. How does hypnotherapy help them stop that white knuckling? Can we get out in front of it, or how can it help them?
With hypnotherapy, we can practice techniques that other modalities use in the more literal and cognitive sense. So for example, there's something called pattern interrupt. So when someone has obsessive thoughts or obsessive behavior or a compulsion of any kind, the brain has become hardwired for that behavior. If you can stop the behavior before it happens, even if it's for a millisecond, you start to weaken the neural connections for that response. So for example, if someone is having an uncontrollable urge to go grab that bag of chips or cookies, you can teach them through hypnosis to use the pattern interrupt and hear their own voice say, "Stop. My brain is giving me the wrong information." And then the correct information is suggested in hypnotherapy. And through that practice, repetition, we start to weaken those neural connections and we start to strengthen them towards the new pattern that we're creating through hypnotherapy.
Yes. So there's people who feel like they've tried everything. Maybe they've got doubt, will this work? I've tried everything, is hypnotherapy right for me? What do you say to those people?
Absolutely, it can help. And I like to use the analogy of, if you go to a buffet, you're not going to serve yourself just bread. You're going to serve yourself, hopefully, some salad, you're going to use some protein of some kind. You're going to lay out an array of complete nutrition. So hypnosis is a factor. It is a role that can be played. And so when people say, I've tried everything and nothing has seemed to work, I like to give them suggestion, have you tried everything at once? And usually the answer is no. So I'm so grateful to have partnered with you, because what hypnosis can do for the person who thinks that nothing can help them is give them hope, can clear away the fear and the doubt, and leave the space open to expect success through programs like yours or other forms of treatment.
Excellent, yeah. So one other thing that comes to mind is a lot of the people that I work with have this secret shame, like they don't want people to know about it. There's almost this cloud of something that's between them and the world. They lose some of the deep connections that they can have in relationship, in just showing up in the world as who they want to be, because they walk around with the fear that someone's going to find out. Someone's going to know like what I'm doing to myself. And it's real. I've lived it. So, can this help with something like that?
Absolutely. Again, once you get into the deep hypnotic trance, you have access to resources, solutions, and strategies to help you see things more clearly. And we give you tools in hypnosis to recognize that you're not alone, that this is not unusual, that you may have created these patterns as a way of adapting or coping with your environment or your world or your emotions. And we can teach you other adaptive coping skills that are better. And so in that, when the person recognizes, wow, I can see how I may have created this and other people have created it, they can see that they're not alone. That helps to dissolve the shame and the blame. And again, through hypnosis, there are very specific clinical techniques that we use to vent that, to release that from the subconscious mind, to change the life script of the person so that it's no longer a driving factor for them.
Wonderful. So Gila, I have found your work to be super helpful in my life, and I want to share you with the world. How can people get in touch with you?
You can reach me on my website. It's quantumwaveshypnotherapy.com, and on there is all of the contact information that you would need to reach me via phone or email or directly through my website. I do offer a free consultation for anybody who's interested, who wants to try hypnosis or who's tried it before and wants to see what my technique might be like. Everybody brings their own unique flavor to this type of modality, and I urge people to interview more than one hypnotherapist. I think what I have to offer is going to be valuable, but I may not be the best fit for everyone. But go to my website, look at the information, and then call me and see if I'm a good fit for you.
This has been super helpful, and I think people are going to get a lot out of this conversation. And I want to thank you for being my guest today and for sharing your wisdom and hypnotherapy and hypnosis and all of this with the world. It's going to make big ripples in the world. I just know it.
Well, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate you and the work that you do because it's very supportive of what I do, and I think together we can be a team helping these people out of the darkness that they feel that they're in and let them come out into the world and let their light shine. And as for people who are working with you, I would like to extend the opportunity to get a free suggestibility assessment.
Wow.
If you're curious about what your suggestibility type is and why certain programs may not have worked for you in the past, then I'm willing and more than happy to offer a free assessment to anyone who's working with you currently or in the future.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I am so excited to announce that I'm partnering with Polly Mertens, a success coach, dealing specifically with eating disorders and addiction. These are issues that she herself has overcome, and I'm so excited to partner with her because it brings a multi-leveled approach for people who are looking to finally overcome once and for all things that they feel have been holding them back in the sphere of eating disorders and addictions. So please join me for a wonderful conversation that I hope you'll find enlightening and will move you to feel inspired to find success in your life once and for all with these issues. Is that okay?